Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, you talk about the top coaches in America, Mark Antonio is in that group. And I think that from the NFL standpoint, and I know, I've said this publicly many times, Michigan State is a place that you like to get kids from because A, they're disciplined. B, they've been in a program that's as demanding as what the NFL shows. And C, their training is so good, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, that they're ready to play when they come right in because they're used to NFL techniques. They play press coverage, they play multiple coverages, they pattern match, and their techniques and fundamentals are so sound. So, there's a reason why they've won as many games as they have, and there's a reason why they turn out as many NFL players as they do, because Mark and his staff do such a great job of running a program that's about as close to the NFL as you could find at the college level.
Yeah, I think so, because here's what they're going to do. They're going to be really good on defense, and they're going to be really physical. And so you see it. I mean, we talked about this a little before. You lose some starters on the offensive line, but there's so much experience back, across the board and depth. I think that's a big key. Again, I think the kind of getting a more identity at quarterback on offense, I think that helps. And if you play great defense, you're going to be in a lot of games. And I think what is helping now is kids are seeing, hey, I go to Michigan State, I'm going to be developed. I think that, we're here at Dartmouth. The Nard story is a great story, for Michigan State fans, yeah. But I think it's a great story for, like, under-the-radar recruits, because he was the two-star guy. Well, the two-star guy was the best defensive back in college football. And there's guys like that where I remember a few years ago, you lose a great middle linebacker. I think you lost like 4 of your top 5 tacklers, and all of a sudden the defense somehow gets better. And it's just that, the Shalik Calhoun stories of those guys. And I think some kids see that, and I just think that it helps when, people know your head coach is just a really good football guy. He's not flashy, he's not a slick salesman kind of guy. He's just a real football guy, and I think that seems like that's the brand of Michigan State. And I think, we've seen kind of programs. Stanford is just, that's in their DNA, is physical football, and then kids eventually buy into it. Like all kind of kids can see it from all over the place. And I think that's now what's going on with Michigan State.
Well, it says two things. Number one, they're tracking the right kids. They have good personnel judgment. Doesn't matter what we say in the media. It's what you see in the player. And so they're getting players who have the ability to play in the NFL. They're just not recognized by the recruiting services. So good for them. That's to their benefit. And secondly, they get them ready to play in the NFL. They take the raw talent that they get, perhaps not highly visible when they first come to Michigan State, and then they develop them into guys who are ready to play the minute they step into the National Football League. But the most important part is that they're recognizing that talent. If you translated that to the NFL, they got one of the best personnel departments in all of college football, because that's what causes you to win all these games. Getting those collegiate free agents, getting those low draft choices, that's the equivalent of what they're recruiting at the college level, and they're hitting on virtually every one of them.
There's no doubt about it. I think the coaches do a great job recruiting the players around the country. And one, they don't look for stars. You always hear this 5-star recruit, 4-star recruits. You recruit the individual. You recruit the kid that's going to fit your program the best and represent Michigan State football the best. It's hard to identify heart. It's hard to identify toughness. Those are intangibles that sometimes are unscoutable, whether it's in magazines like Rivals or SI or anything like that. And I think Michigan State does a great job identifying the type of players that they want to represent Michigan State.
And coming out of Michigan State, you know a couple of things. One, he's going to know how to practice. Number two, he's going to know how to compete. And number three, you're going to get a really quality kid.
One of my favorite games of the year was Michigan State-Stanford. I thought that was two well-coached, tough teams that got after each other. I think it was a testament to Coach D'Antonio and his staff, how well they played, how tough they are. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I always know when I put a Michigan State tape in, I'm going to see a well-coached group of kids, a disciplined group of kids, and I like putting other tapes on to compare them to other Big Ten players. When I'm getting ready for the draft, I purposely put Michigan State film in there because I want to see how they hang in there for 60 minutes of getting grinded on by Michigan State.